Y'all, Too Faced is tricking us, and I don't know how I feel about that. Hey everybody, we're back. If you're new, thanks for joining us. I'm Shannon, that's Yaya, the rest of the kids are playing. Click that subscribe button, please. If you're not new, thanks for coming back. Y'all, today we are going to be talking about this Too Faced teddy bear palette. First impressions, I'll show y'all how I came up with this look. Let me tell y'all, I think Too Faced is kind of tricky. Okay, so first let's go over this palette, and then I will explain why I kind of feel like they are kind of tricking us a little bit. So you have 14 shades in this palette, and the formula is nice. The shades were nice that I used. I enjoyed playing with this. You have 10 mattes. 2 of them are obviously bigger, and then you have 4 shimmery ones. These 2 right here kind of have this speckle thing going on. This I did use today. I did enjoy using it. It works well. They blend well, the shades that I did use. It says it's supposed to smell like graham crackers, but I don't know if I actually smell graham crackers. When I got it, you don't like it? When I got it, I automatically opened it and smelled it, not even knowing if it would have a scent. And I smelled something, but I couldn't put my nose on it. Yeah. Then I watched some videos and they said, oh, it's supposed to smell like graham crackers. I don't smell graham crackers. I think they do well with the chocolate bar, but other things they kind of might fall short on. Let's go ahead and do some swatches because I did not get to swatch all of them. I swatched a few of them as kind of test runs to see which ones maybe I wanted to use, but I did not swatch all of them. This is so nice. You do have the shade names on the back of the palette, but it is somewhat reversed. So on this side, you have this bigger one, but you see the name over here on this side, which kind of threw me off when I was looking at the names. But let's go ahead and swatch these. I'll show you all of them at the end, but they are pretty. I only used one matte shade today and it did blend really well. Wow, this one feels super, super creamy. It did blend very, very well. I liked using this palette. I enjoyed it. I normally like Too Faced products, so I kind of knew that there was, you know, a pretty good chance that I would enjoy using this palette. That shade is gorgeous. That is beautiful. Okay, so these are what the swatches look like, and y'all, I am not mad at it. These are beautiful. I mean, the shimmer and everything, the mattes are super creamy. Everything was blendable. I'm not mad at this palette. I know a lot of people are like, what the crap, because of the size, but that's where we're gonna get into the fact that I think they're kind of tricky. Now, I pulled out a few other Too Faced palettes that I have so we could compare the size of this palette, because when I opened the box, it comes in this little small box. It has the shades on the side. You know they're known for their packaging. Okay, so let's compare this in size to the OG chocolate bar. There is clearly a significant size difference. Even width-wise, there's a size difference. Now you have this, which a lot of people have. I think you can even find this in TJ Maxx now. Width-wise, this is obviously bigger, and the shadows pretty much go all the way down. And then as far as this way, side by side like this, they're pretty much the same. Then you get into these. I know a lot of y'all have these. They've come out with a ton of different ones. Obviously, there's a size difference here. This one's taller, this one's wider. Width-wise, there's a pretty big size difference there also. Then the last one we have is this little baby. They're mini palettes. And there's a size difference here. This is a little bit wider. This one's a little bit longer. Width-wise, they're about the same. Now, let's get into where I feel like they're kind of tricking us. And I don't want to say tricking us in a bad way, because I love Too Faced. I love the brand. I love the products that I've purchased from them. I'm almost always happy with what I get. Now, if you look at these smaller eyeshadows in here, the weight of these eyeshadows is going to be 0.03 ounces. Now, if you look at this eyeshadow palette, the weight of these eyeshadows individually are 0.03 ounces. But looking at these side by side, you would think this gives you more product compared to this. Now you take this palette, okay? These 6 eyeshadows here, a little bit more similar in size. The weight is the same, 0.03 ounces. Then you take your chocolate bars.
Chocolate bars?
Yep, chocolate bars. Your weight is the same, 0.03 ounces. The only time it's smaller, the weight is less, is with the mini palettes, and these are actually 0.02. So I'm not saying they're being sneaky or they're tricking us, but realistically, you're thinking you're getting way more product here. It's a visual thing, and it's probably a smart marketing tool. You're pretty much getting the same amount of product in each pan. These larger pans in here, obviously there's a little bit more product than in the larger pans on this one, but these smaller pans, you're getting the exact same amount of product as you did in this palette, as you did in this palette with the 6 eyeshadows, as you did in this palette, and then just a little bit less in this palette. And the ironic thing is, if you open these up, you would think, looking at the size, that this is more product than this in each pan, and it's actually not. It's less. So it's not sneaky, it's not a trick, but visually when we look at things like this, we think we're getting a bigger bang for our buck here. I mean, this palette does have more eyeshadows in it, but this is $45, and for $45 you feel like you should be getting something closer to this size. Realistically, you're getting the same amount of product. This does have plastic packaging also, where the rest of these have more of a tin heavy duty packaging. This is a heavy duty plastic, but it's still plastic at the end of the day. Okay, so with all of that being said, the pan size pretty much being the same as all of their other palettes, the packaging being smaller, plastic, the price is $45. Is this worth it? If you're a Too Faced fan like I am, I have every chocolate bar, I have a buttload of these minis, I have a bunch of these also. If you're a fan of them, then yes, because the quality is there. And if you're a collector, then, you know, it's kind of something you just have to have anyway. It's a beautiful, beautiful palette. I mean, even if you look at the swatches next to the palette, I mean, it's a gorgeous palette, so definitely worth it. You know, I'll always tell you, my husband got this for me from Ulta. I'll always tell you, if I get something and I feel like I don't like it, or I don't feel like the value is there, I will return it, and I will let y'all know that I'll return it. I'm not going to return this. I'm going to keep this, not just because it's Too Faced and I love Too Faced, but in general, this palette, it's gorgeous, and the look that I came up with today, I'm very pleased with. And you'll see later on in the video, when I start to do the look, I started using just one shade, and I thought, wow, I could honestly just stop there for a very natural, pretty look. Hi. Yeah, it has a lot going on over here. Y'all also, okay, heads up, guess big news here. Big freaking news. If I could like light off sparklers, I would do it. We have reached 5,000 subscribers, and y'all, I'm so excited because I never thought I would see this day. And I just keep pushing forward and pushing forward. Yeah. Yeah. I just keep pushing forward, and we're getting somewhere, and it's all because of all of you. So I just want to say thank you so much to all of you also. Anyway, I'll stop rambling. I'll let you see how I came up with this look. I really do love the palette, but I just wanted to honestly point out that you're not actually getting so much less like you would think. Anyway, let me stop. Check it out if you like this look. Keep watching. Okay, y'all, so that's how I feel. Okay, y'all, I already primed my lids. I used the CoverGirl True Blend Concealer. This is in the shade M100 Golden Natural. And then I set it with this Urban Decay Velvetizer. Y'all know I don't like using eyeshadow primers, but I do always use some kind of combo of these. Let's go ahead and jump into this palette. We're gonna start off with this brown shade right here, and I believe this one is called Mama Bear. We're gonna go ahead and put that all over our lids. And I'm gonna use this Huda Naughty Sweeper eye brush to do that. Oh wow. Y'all, this is actually applying really nicely. I'm not mad at this. I'm not mad at this at all. I kind of love this shade as just a shade by itself. If I build it up just a little bit more, this would be nice on its own. Y'all, I'm not mad at this. I'm really liking how it's blending into my skin. Let's go ahead and use my favorite cheap Eco Tools blending brush and just kind of blend this up a little bit. I do have that translucent powder on there, so I can kind of blend them together and it kind of just all melt into one, so that it's seamless. I like that seamless look. I don't like where you can see a beginning and an end, at least not in that area of my eye. Y'all, honestly, I'm not mad at this. Like, if you are just trying to do something really quickly, you could literally just throw this brown shade right there on your lids just like this and go. Like, I'm seriously, I'm pretty pleased. I'm always pleased with Too Faced, but I'm pretty pleased with pretty pleased with that. I do want to try these speckled shades here. I want to see how they perform and what they're going to look like, but I also kind of want to keep this slightly simple. Okay, we're going to use this Kylie brush. Don't know the name, so we'll just call it Kylie whatever. It packs the shadow on. We're going to go in with this shade here. This is called Fuzzy Wuzzy. We're going to put that on the outer corner and also in the crease.
Yeah, Mama.
I love Coco. You happy, Coco?
Yeah.
Y'all, Coco has become my co-host here. Okay, I'm going to use that same blending brush and just go ahead and blend this in there. Y'all, I'm really not mad at this. I mean, I love Too Faced, so I have pretty high expectations for their products, but I'm not mad at what I'm seeing here. I'm honestly really loving this palette. Okay, y'all, I want to deepen this up just a little bit more. I don't want it to be too deep because I kind of want a little bit of a natural look, but I want it a little bit deeper than it was. So I'll put a little bit more in there. Okay, I actually think that's good. Let's go ahead and do the other eye really quickly. Okay, so now everything is evened out. I honestly love the way these blend. I'm not even gonna lie. I think this might be a fave for me. I'm gonna actually probably keep this in my desk because I definitely want to use this. But these are what those two sparkly shimmer ones look like, the ones that have the speckles in them. I want to keep this look really simple, so I'm gonna go with this coppery red kind of tone. I feel like the gold is beautiful. They're so creamy, but the gold will give it more of a pop, and I want to go for a very toned down look. Let's try to apply one with the finger because that's how I would normally apply something like that, and then we'll also try with the brush. So we'll do this side with the finger and see how that goes. You know what I'm feeling? Like I'm not loving that. I'm not loving it. I'm gonna try to wipe some of it off and then use a little concealer to do a somewhat cut crease kind of thing. Okay, y'all, let's try it this way. Hopefully the pigmentation will stick a little bit better. Because normally when I do it with my finger, that's how I get like the most product on my eyelids. So I don't know why it didn't work that well. Okay, let's try now. I have higher hopes now that I've done this. Oh yeah, definitely showing up way better. So keep that in mind for future reference there. I mean, that's I normally do that anyway. I don't know why I didn't do it this time. Okay, y'all, looking at this, I'm not mad at it. I do obviously need to blend it a little, but overall, the way it's coming together, I'm pretty happy with it. Let's put some concealer on the other side and then try to use a brush and see how it applies then. Okay, we have another Kylie brush. This is a pretty firm brush. She didn't put names on her brushes, so it's hard for me to tell you what they are. Of course, I lifted my eyes up, and because my eyes are so hooded, got concealer there, so I'm gonna have to fix that. Okay, I'd say honestly, no matter how you apply them, the pigmentation is still gonna show up, but I would definitely use a concealer or something. I do feel like the eyeshadow that I packed on with my finger does look thicker than this one. I think this one just looks more seamless. Let's go ahead and fix this up and blend it all together. I'm gonna try to use the brush and kind of, hopefully I get a little bit more of a seamless look by spreading it versus packing it on, and then we'll blend that darker Mama Bear shade in. So what I'm gonna do is pull this shimmery shade all the way down and then just put some of the darker shade on it and blend it all together. Okay, so now we're going back in with the darker shade that we had. Same brush that we used for the darker shade also. I am honestly freaking loving this look, y'all. Okay, y'all, this is the look. I mean, obviously I'm not done, but this is what we've come up with, and I feel like this look you could honestly do in 5 minutes if you didn't have to, like, if you're not testing it out or playing around with it. But if you wanted to hurry up and get this look done, you could have this eyeshadow look done in 5 minutes probably. It was just so simple, and everything blends together so well. Okay, I'm gonna go in with that same brush I was using for the darker shade and that darker shade, put it under my lower lash line. I'm not mad at how this look is coming out. I'm honestly really, really loving it all together. And then let's try that shimmer shade, same brush that we used for the shimmer shade, and put that on this side. Let's see how these two shimmers look, because we need something for our inner corner, and I kind of want to stick with using this palette. I don't know. I think we'll go with this one just because I feel like it flows a little bit better with the look. So it's going to be this shade here on the inner corner, and it's called Press Pause. Pause, P-A-W-S. That's cute. This is another Kylie brush that I have no clue what the name is, but I like to use this brush to do my inner corners there. It's not picking up on this brush very well, I'll say that. I'm not loving how this is applying with the brush. I honestly don't know if I really love this shade that much with this look, but we're just testing it out. I normally wouldn't go for a shade like this. I would go for an actual highlighter. Yeah, so for future reference, I wouldn't use that shade for the inner corners, but for the purpose of just using the palette and trying it out, we are. Let's go ahead and use some mascara. This is the Maybelline Sensational. This is that TikTok one that everyone was going crazy about. I'm just gonna put that on my lower lash line. Okay, so I did use my pinky finger and kind of rub that shade from the inner corners of my eyes, and then I applied this Chanel smudge pot in there because I just did not like the way that looked. And then the lipstick I'm using is also Too Faced. I figured I'd keep up with the theme, and this is Shimmering Spice Spice Baby. She's super, super creamy, but one of my faves. Definitely a nice everyday lipstick too. And I feel like she just goes really well with this overall look. I feel like this lip shade and this shimmer, they pair well together. Okay, y'all, but this is the final look. I hope you like it. I am pretty happy with it. I'm pretty happy with the palettes. Let me know what y'all think. If you love the palette, if you don't love the palette, if you don't think it's worth the price, or are you just a Too Faced fan and would probably buy anything, because I'm kind of there. Anyway, if you haven't already, don't forget to like, subscribe,
share.